here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. I hope you're all doing really well, and I've got a fun one for you. It's the intimidating TBR tag. I'm not sure who actually did this one. I saw it over on Ven's channel and on Beyond Books, and I will tag them both down below. And this is basically just a why haven't you finished your TBR pile yet tag, which I feel called out, but it also seemed really fun, so we're gonna go with it. And the first prompt is what book have you been unable to finish? And for me, it's this one that I started during, Horror Mayhem. It's a collection of 6 vampire stories. I read 2. I wasn't a fan of the first one. There are 4 left. I'm going to try to read them. I think Ven and Noah are doing they're doing their kind of horror thing, I believe, in July. So I'll do some with them. And we got a sweepy little man here for all y'all that are just visiting for the puppies. And of course, I always kick off Summerween as soon as I find my first Halloween decoration in the stores. So that'll probably be August, and I will try to read 2 a month and get this one done. But I just, I'm a mood reader, and I'm more of a full story kind of person, so I just couldn't finish that one yet. And then the rest are what book haven't you read because, and is what book have you yet to read because you just haven't had the time. And so we're gonna go with my current one. I just haven't had the time to finish this one. It's Clive Cussler's The Romanov Ransom. It's another series by him. It's the Sam and Remy Fargo series. This one was co-written by Robin Marcel, and it's a very easy, very fun read. But I still have to work for a living, unfortunately. Totally unfair. I keep trying to convince people to pay me to just read and play with puppies, but no, I have to go to work. So I have not had time because I've been getting in about an hour a night, maybe 2 after I do all the, the work and the take care of the babies and pretending to be an adult instead of a 3-year-old life. But it's fast, it's fun. I just don't have time. It's only a little over 400 pages, so it's not a long book. It's not terribly deep. I just literally ain't had time. Though I guess that could also encompass the other 70-ish books that are still sitting on my TBR pile. And then, and what book haven't you read because it's a sequel? And my pile got back, out of order because all the big ones were on top. Because I had to go through my bookshelf and see. And we have James Patterson's Nevermore. This is the 4th book in the Best of Maximum Ride series. And I have the 1st book, and I have the 4th book. I do not have the 2 in between, so I'm kind of holding off reading any of them until I get the 2 in between. So if I really should read the 1st one and find out if I like it and I want to get them, or if I just want to get rid of both of the ones that I already have. That's probably a better plan. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will forget. They might both sit there for forever. Who knows at this point? So, what book is brand new? Well, I don't really have any brand new books. I've only bought one this year that was new, and I got to pre-order the James Rollins one because it's James Rollins and me. I have to have it. But new to me from my last book haul, Whispers by Dean Koontz. And I really need to make a list of what all books I have by him. Because every time I go to this store and I see him, I have that one, I don't have that one, and then half the time I have it backwards. So, because I really want to collect his books and do a thing of just, I'm reading them all. But I'm also trying to read my TBR pile and figure out, ooh, I love this author, I need more by them. I hated this, it needs to get off my shelves. I'm going to try to get rid of it for credit so I can get more books that I like instead. Reread the stuff that I own. So it's just a jumbly mess because that's my brain and my life. Yes, it is, little man. And what book haven't you read because you read a book by the same author and didn't enjoy it? Lost Tunes by David Gibbons. I was all excited. I found a book that was supposedly about Atlantis. And it was about Nazis. With a little hint of Atlantis. Don't title your book Atlantis something and then give me Nazis. I want Atlantis. That's interesting. So I don't trust him anymore. But this just seems really cool. So, yeah. If you read the back of it, then it sounds like a really awesome book. But the last one sounded really awesome too. And it wasn't. So I don't trust him. And then, what's a book that you haven't read because you're just not in the mood for it? And that's All of Our Demise. I want to read this one. This is one of the few that it's kind of my long term, year long, hopefully not that long, TBR challenge myself of I'm gonna finish these books that I started the series. I needed one or two more. I got them. I'm gonna finish them because it'd be nice to check off a series. But I've been kind of in a mood, wanting to escape reality and crappy people. And this is a dystopian novel. The last one did end on a hopeful note, but it's still dystopian. And I gotta be in the mood to be in that headspace. And I have not been in the it's been a good year mood so that I can stomach dystopian bad vibes. So, yeah. I'm sure I'll love it. I mean, I bought this one. I was super excited when I found it because I really love the first one, but you gotta be in the mood to read bad mood stuff, and life has been rude this year. So, what book haven't you read? Because it's humongous. Who wants to buddy read this with me? Because this is truly intimidating. It's 1152 pages, and I have a feeling this is not going to be a quick, easy read like Harry Potter's almost 900-page finale. No, this I've seen both of the movies. This this is gonna be bonkers. It's gonna take me a while to read this, so when I read this, this will be the whole month TBR, possibly half of the next month. And that's just really freaking intimidating to start. So, who's gonna be my first ever buddy read person and help me read this? Volunteers? What was the book that you have read because it was a cover by that turned out to be poor reviews? I actually don't have one because I don't really like. I'll see it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty, but then I read the back of what it's about. I don't care if it's pretty. If it doesn't sound interesting, it's going back. And I never bother with the reviews till I've already finished it. I'm like, am I the only one that felt this way? So, hey, for once something doesn't apply to me. Woohoo! What is the most intimidating book in your TBR pile? This is another part of my year long, I'm going to finish that series. And this is Lightbringer, the third book in the Imperium trilogy. And this is a big book. It's how many pages is this sucker? 572. It looks like it should be more than that. I mean, look at these two. It's a big boy and it's a high fantasy, which I don't read a lot of those because I struggle with them trying to keep all the world and the name and all that stuff together. I do better with those if there's a movie off of them that I've seen a bunch of times so I can kind of picture what's going on. And as far as I know, there isn't one. Plus, I'm trying to remember what happened in the other ones because it started off with Furyborn, which I've seen a few reviews of and like on a couple people's shelves. If y'all been following me for a while, you know I did a review of that like when I was new, so about 2 years ago. And then last year I read Kingsbane, which again was really good. But I read two books in 2 years, so not only have I read like 100 books since I read that one, the last one, it's full fantasy and it's a chunkster, and I'm excited and terrified of it. Cause, dude, in this book, angels are the bad guys. There's a war between humans and angels because angels are trying to kill humanity because they're bad. The angels, not humanity, though humanity's not great either. And we have our Sun Queen and our Blood Queen, who are supposed to be two different people, but they're kind of the same person, but not. And then we have two storylines. We have our Sun Queen who becomes the Blood Queen. And this is basically the story of how she went from she's going to save us from the angels to she's evil and going to destroy us all. And her daughter's timeline, who has gone like 100 something years into the future, because she was like, "Here, take this, take my baby, save her from the angels. Maybe she can save us." So we're going back and forth between both timelines. That's another thing that kind of messes with my head. So, yeah, this is just freaking intimidating, but really interesting. So, yeah. And then the final one is to tag some other people. And let's see. It'd be really cool to see what Elaine's gonna have that she's intimidated by, because she just has really interesting books. And she's over at Cobalt Dragon, or Farah, who from Bookstalgic. I'm honestly surprised I haven't seen Noah do this one yet, but I'm curious what his is gonna be. And I don't know. Who else likes to do tags? If you see this video and you think it sounds really cool, or maybe it'll hold you accountable, hey, Brandy, I'm sure you've got some cool ones. So, if you, I will link all those people down below so they know I'm calling them out and I want to see what they're gonna say. But if you see this video and you think it sounds like a fun tag, go for it. Your tag. Do it and I tag me so I will know and I will watch your video and I will see you soon. Bye. Good luck with that TBR.